He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves in his hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
Have you ever felt crushed after someone you liked turned you down? It's tough, but you eventually move on, right? Well, in this story, things took a dark turn when a man couldn't handle rejection from a girl he liked, leading to a devastating outcome. Let's explore the tragic case of Mia Marcano, the beautiful girl who was murdered for rejecting a man. But before we dive in, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel, Trapdoor Crime. On April 26, 2002, a beautiful baby girl, Mia Marcano, was born to mom Ima Scarbriel and dad Marlon Marcano in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Her dad is a famous DJ based in Florida who goes by the name DJ Eternal Vibes. Mia had one older brother, Marlon Jr. The Marcanos got divorced and Ima moved to the Virgin Islands. Mia and her brother ended up moving in with their dad, who later remarried Giselle Blanche. She was a loving and kind lady, and the siblings saw her as their second mom. Mia's parents doted on her growing up. She was a smart, confident girl who adored her family and was always there for them. She was beautiful and ambitious, knowing exactly what she wanted in life and went after it.
She exceeded my expectations because, you know, she's just a beautiful girl. She's very smart, knew what she wanted, was not easily influenced. What Mia wants, Mia's gonna get.
Mia was a standout student at Charles Flanagan High School, always ready to lend a hand. After graduating in May 2020, she jumped straight into college at Valencia College in Orlando, aiming for an art degree and eyeing sports medicine or physiotherapy later on. While juggling classes, Mia took on a part-time job at a leasing office in Aiden Villas, a student housing complex near the University of Central Florida. She even moved into an apartment there for convenience. Everything seemed to be going smoothly until she started dealing with unwanted advances from a maintenance worker. Despite her clear rejections, he persisted, prompting Mia to share her concerns with her family. On the fateful Friday of September 24th, 2021, Mia left work around 5 p.m., eager to catch a flight to Fort Lauderdale and reunite with her family. But as evening came, her family heard nothing. With each unanswered call and text, worry gnawed at Mia's family. Her sudden silence was uncharacteristic, prompting them to hope for mundane explanations, perhaps flight delays or phone issues. Yet as the hours passed and her flight landed without her arrival, an extreme fear settled in. At approximately 9:30 p.m., Mia's mom reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office requesting a wellness check on her daughter. Responding quickly, a deputy arrived at Mia's apartment. He knocked, but the door remained closed with no sounds coming through. After gaining entry with the help of Mia's roommate, the scene unfolded, painting a chilling picture. The door, unlocked but obstructed from within, hinted at a struggle. After looking through a window, the officer saw a barricaded door, raising alarms. He noticed jewelry scattered everywhere and ominous stains on her pillows. Mia's roommate immediately pointed the finger to the maintenance man, Armando Caballero. His persistent advances and constant rejection by Mia hinted at a motive. Despite the troubling signs, the deputy's departure left Mia's family in the dark, so they flew out to her apartment in Orlando.
We haven't heard from them.
They have not responded to the call from, we call the emergency line on the way to Orlando. They have not even responded to that.
They got to the apartment at about 3 a.m. and asked the sheriff's office to come over and open Mia's room. Surprisingly, despite signs of a struggle inside, the area hadn't been marked as a crime scene, so Mia's family had to do their own investigating. Inside her room, they discovered a yellow box cutter hidden under a rug that wasn't hers. And not long after, guess who appeared outside Mia's apartment? Armando Caballero himself.
He said, "Are you looking for Mia?" I said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm the maintenance guy. I heard you're looking for me."
Mia's aunt found it strange because they hadn't even announced Mia was missing yet. How did Armando know? It seemed suspicious that he appeared at 4 a.m. when he wasn't working and had no reason to be there. Armando told the officer he last saw Mia at 3 p.m. and heard she was missing from a friend named Tati, but Mia's family didn't believe him and confronted him about it.
Because me and Tati were conversating about it, so I finally... It came
Okay,
up.
but
Should
Tati
I go and
is
see
someone...
if I see anything?
No one knows Tati. That's my whole thing. Not
Tati
even the
is
roommate
an
knows
employee
Tati.
here.
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you've all hung out together. No one here knows Tati. All her
Well,
other
not
friends
all
showed up. Her
these
closest
people.
friends that live in the complex were all here with us early on. No one knows Tati. Only you.
Mia's family already knew about Armando's obsession with Mia and that he would send her crazy texts promising to give her his life savings if she agreed to go out with him.
As of right now, you have
work
sent
tomorrow? You work
obsessive
tomorrow,
texts to
Tati?
Mia. We have all seen the texts. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her gave
It's
her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're gonna get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
Despite all the suspicions and Armando's shady behavior, the deputy didn't think it was enough to hold him for questioning. He just let him walk away, claiming there wasn't evidence to suspect him. Mia's family was furious and decided to take matters into their own hands. They secretly followed Armando to his apartment and witnessed something chilling. Armando was unloading items from his car, including a pink blanket, gloves, and a black backpack. The pink blanket belonged to Mia. This confirmed their worst fears. Armando was involved in her disappearance.
He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves
He has
in his
gloves.
hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The
Oh my
blanket.
God, that is my blanket.
The family dialed 911 and the police showed up and confronted Armando. But without a search warrant, the officers couldn't legally search Armando's apartment. But strangely enough, Armando simply allowed them in. They didn't find anything significant, so once again, Armando walked free, much to the family's frustration. Adding to their anguish, Armando vanished later that day. Mia had been reported missing by the Orange County Sheriff's Office, with Armando as the prime suspect. A warrant for his arrest was issued on Saturday at around 4:30 p.m. Detectives raided Armando's apartment a few hours later, but he had already fled. Investigators discovered that on the day Mia disappeared, someone used the maintenance key fob assigned to Armando to access her apartment twice, once at 2 p.m. and again at 4:30 p.m., shortly before her shift ended. Later that day at 5:06 p.m., Mia used her key to enter her apartment. Nearly an hour later, Armando's car was spotted leaving the complex. At 7:16 p.m., Armando made a fake maintenance call to the complex. 10 minutes later, he phoned the apartment office staff, requesting entry through the gate, likely an attempt to establish an alibi. Around the same time at 7:16 p.m., someone used Mia's key to try to unlock her apartment door from the outside, but didn't go in. Armando left the complex at approximately 7:38 p.m. This timeline led police to suspect that Armando may have been waiting for Mia inside her apartment to abduct her. They began investigating Armando's background, trying to locate him. At this point, Mia's family were getting more frustrated and devastated. They pleaded to their social media followers to spread her photos and for anyone with information to come forward.
Bring her home safe. Just drop her off and let us know where she is. We'll pick her up. Just bring her home.
Then, on the early morning of Monday, September 27th, police received a call reporting that a man had been found hanging in the garage of another apartment complex. The man turned out to be Armando Caballero, and he had been dead for a while. This discovery was disastrous to the case, as he was the only one who knew where Mia was and if she was still alive. Mia's family was furious that Armando chose to take the cowardly way out instead of saying what he did to Mia. Still, her family held on to hope that they'll still find Mia alive. They believed that Armando had kidnapped Mia and that she remained somewhere nearby. In a press conference, Mia's aunt sent a message to her telling her that they were not going to give up hope on finding her.
You know our family is strong. You know our family is big. You know we will never sleep one night until we get you home. We miss you. We know that you're strong.
With Armando gone, the search for Mia quickly intensified and dozens of people came in to help. Along with law enforcement officers, they scoured the entire town, searching rivers, lakes, and bushes for any sign of her. By September 30th, the search teams had conducted over 30 searches spanning across 3 counties, using various resources including helicopters, K-9 units, and dive teams.
No bit of information is too small or too insignificant. If someone knows of something, saw something, recognizes her face, we will take that information, and you could remain anonymous too. We just want the information to try and find Mia.
The case gained national attention, with Mia's family calling on the FBI to come and help in the investigation. This request was echoed by a local congressman who took to Twitter to ask the FBI to join the case. U.S. Representative Darren Soto wrote on his Twitter, "The Marcano family is right. The FBI should assist in the search for Mia Marcano. She could have been brought across state lines, so it's key to have their support in the investigation. We will make a request this morning." He later retweeted an update to say that the FBI had joined in the case, saying, "The FBI has informed us they are reaching out to our local field office regarding the Mia Marcano case today." While law enforcement intensified their search efforts around the complex, Mia's loved ones gathered for candlelit vigils, praying for her safe return. Investigators retraced Armando's movements on the day Mia went missing and discovered that he had visited a place called Timber Scan. This neighborhood in Orlando is notorious for various crimes, including gun violence, suicides, and drug-related incidents. It was then revealed that Armando had previously lived in this area, giving him familiarity with its surroundings and layout.
Cell phone records showed us that Caballero was in or near the Timber Scan apartments on Friday evening between 8 and 9 o'clock. That's the evening that she was reported missing.
A search team was dispatched to the area, combing through the dense woods. Then, on October 2nd, 2021, they made a chilling discovery. Mia's lifeless body hidden in the shadows near Timber Scan. Her hands and feet were tightly bound with duct tape, and her mouth gagged with the same material. Nearby, her purse lay abandoned, containing the shirt she wore when last seen. Mia's remains were only partially clothed, clad in jeans, a bra, and a robe. Despite the eerie silence of the scene, the medical examiner faced a daunting challenge. The advanced state of decomposition made it impossible to figure out what happened to her.
And they discovered a body we believe to be that of Mia Marcano. About an hour ago, detectives notified Mia's parents of our tragic news. Our hearts are broken.
The news crushed the once hopeful family.
I feel defeated. I feel like I failed my cousin, and I don't know how we're gonna get through this. I miss my baby. And I wish she had come home today.
Mia's family felt the management of Eden Villas was partly to blame for what happened due to negligence. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the complex in 2021 and settled the case in August of 2023.
Just to have unfettered access to someone's apartment is irresponsible and is definitely not in the best interest of the tenants. Had he not had the access to Mia's apartment, that this could have been easily preventable.
It turned out that Armando had a history of troubling behavior. In March 2021, while working at a different apartment complex, he wrote a note to a woman asking her out on a date. She agreed, but later on postponed their plans. He then became insistent, even suggesting they go out that same night. This made the woman uncomfortable, and she canceled the date altogether. Later that night, a black dumbbell was thrown through her bedroom window. Although she didn't see who did it, she suspected it was Armando. Armando's past included a 2013 arrest for detonating a homemade explosive in a high school prank. Thankfully, no one was injured. He pled guilty to a lesser charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and received probation. Eden Villas, where Armando worked, claimed they conducted a background check on him. They argued that the criminal record belonged to another person with a similar name. However, it seems unlikely that two people would share the same first, middle, and last name, along with the same birth date. As of 2022, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill called Mia's Law. This legislation strengthens safety measures for tenants by legally requiring background checks for all residential building employees and maintaining logs for all staff. This law was named after the tragic events that took Mia's life. Who do you think is to blame here? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Trapdoor Crime. Please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell for more content with Trapdoor Crime.